งานส่งเสริมสังคมแห่งการเรียนรู้และคุณภาพเยาวชนหรือสสค.จัดการบรรยายและประชุมเชิงปฏิบัติการเรื่องเปิดกลยุทธ์การสอนของครูนอกกรอบระดับสากลโดยครูเรฟ เอสควครูสอนชั้นประถม 5 ในโรงเรียนประถมศึกษาโฮบาร์ดที่ได้รับการยกย่องและรางวัลมากมายจากการทุ่มเทสอนเด็กด้อยโอกาสในย่านเสื่อมโทรมของลอสแองเจลิสและเป็นผู้เขียนหนังสือเรื่องครูนอกกรอบกับห้องเรียนนอกแบบสรรพวิธีและสารพัดลูกบ้านในห้องเรียน 56 หรือ Teach Like Your Hands on Fire The Method and Madness Inside Room 56 ในงานมหกรรมหนังสือแห่งชาติครั้งที่ 16 ณ ศูนย์ประชุมแห่งชาติสิริกิติ์เมื่อวันที่ 11 ตุลาคมที่ผ่านมาครูเรฟได้เล่าถึง 3 กลยุทธ์การพัฒนาคุณลักษณะและทักษะเพื่อชีวิตแก่เด็กคือเศรษฐศาสตร์ในห้องเรียนเรื่องเงินทองที่เด็กต้องรู้ศิลปะกับการเรียนการสอนและการทัศนศึกษากับทักษะเพื่อชีวิต
Well, I think the core of my talk today was that to be a really successful teacher, you have to make life skills a part of your classroom. Of course, we want to teach the children math and reading and spelling and science, but we also have to make sure they understand the connection with what they learn in the classroom is going to be applied to their real life when they're no longer in school. If the children understand that they're working for their life and not for their teacher, they will be more motivated to be good students. When I first got to Hobart, I noticed that all of the children are afraid. They are very afraid in school. And I have been able to watch classrooms all around the world. And I will tell you, I think the children are afraid. They're afraid of us, and they are afraid of each other. They are afraid of people laughing at them. They are afraid of making mistakes. So the first thing I do as a teacher is to make the children feel safe. I work very hard to make the children feel safe. To do that, here is my first rule of teaching. You are a role model. You must be the person you want the children to be. I want my children to be nice. That means I have to be the nicest person they have ever met. All the time. All the time.
When God willing, we could have still lived and loved together. And I've seen our boys grow up to honorable manhood around us. If I do not return, my dear Sarah, never forget how much I loved you. If the dead can come back to this earth and flit unseen around those they love, I shall always be with you, the brightest day and the darkest night, always, always. And when the soft breeze fans your cheek, shall be my breath, the cool air, your throbbing temple, shall be my spirit passing by. Sarah, do not mourn me dead. Think I'm gone, and wait for me.
For the first time, the words and what war means and what love means actually got into his soul.
For we shall meet again.
Watch the film, because right in the middle, you will see his breathing change. You will see his eyes change. I did not teach him this. People came up to me after what you're about to see and said, Rafe, you're amazing. I didn't do anything. I just took a chance and taught children to think what's inside their behavior as they speak. There was your great minister of education asked me before, how do the children memorize the words? Don't they ever forget them? No, they don't forget them ever, because they aren't just memorizing the words, they are understanding the words on a higher level than children do around the world. And I want to tell you a little bit about Rudy. He was in my class many years ago. If any child should have not been successful, it was Rudy. Rudy came from a terrible home. His mother and father were both had problems with drugs. When Rudy was in my class, he lived in 3 different apartments each week. Sometimes with his father, which was terrible, sometimes with his mother, that was terrible, and sometimes with a neighbor that made him soup. He came to school filthy, dressed in rags. Well, of course, look at his situation. He was a mess. But I did not give up on Rudy. I cannot give up on somebody when they are 10 years old. It can't be done. So, today, Rudy is going to graduate college this year from New York University, where he is in their top acting school. This was a boy who read a book and applied it to his life, not the test at the end of the year. And here's the best part of the story. Would you please be very honest and raise your hand if some days you feel like a failure? How many days do you think I am not reaching my students? They are not listening. I am not doing a good enough job. I need to do more. I am failing. May I say to you, when you feel that way, you don't know that. Sometimes the lessons that we teach children don't get into them for 10 years. If you are going in every day and being that good role model and teaching the children about their own character, you may never know about the lives you have saved. When Rudy left my class, we were not close. Rudy did not hug me at the end of the year. Rudy did not write me a card of thank you. Rudy did not hold hands with me and sing a song. He just said goodbye. And yet, 10 years later, he told me I saved his life. I did not know that. You are saving lives that you don't know about. So please remember that when you're having your bad days. I have bad days all the time. What makes good teachers great is we get up and we go back for more bad days. We tell our children never to give up, so we can never give up. The first thing I always tell children, if you ask one of your students if they are doing math or doing writing, and you ask a child, why are you doing this? What do you think a child will say? Most children I say, why are you doing this? They say, because my teacher told me to, or I have to. Sometimes they say, I don't know why I'm doing this. What I teach my students, if you ask one of my students, why are you doing this? Here's what they will say. If I learn this skill, my life just got better. It is all about their life. Every lesson I teach, every lesson, even if it is baseball or writing or art or mathematics, we take a moment to think about how they will use this skill in their life, not in my classroom. 10 years from now, 15 years from now.
Well, from my perspective, for all the teachers in Thailand, a lot of times you hear about successful teachers and they say that they save everybody and they always have a great day. I think the best thing I can tell all the teachers is that that's not me. I am a good teacher, but I make mistakes all the time. I have failed many times. I think the most encouraging thing we all have to tell ourselves is to keep teaching, and that the work that we do today sometimes is successful 10 years from now, 15 years from now. Things that we tell a child might kick in years later. If we give up, those messages will never come to them. So I know for a fact that you are making a difference every day you teach, even when you think you're not.